Welcome back to episode 16 of On Point and West Point. I'm Recky and this is Emily, and you might be wondering why we are still on day 4, why my character is still exhausted, and why I didn't fast forward to the next day before starting this episode as I suggested I was going to do at the end of the last episode. And that's mainly because it really took me less time to get the premises organized and get her ready for bed than I expected. I don't like to bring the character upstairs before 11 o'clock, so I'm still waiting for the radio broadcasts to happen at 11, and we have a half an hour gap. And during this time, I thought I would take the opportunity to start breaking down some of the jewelry that we've got on the shelves here, and I also wanted to add some spikes to both the baseball bat that she's carrying in her book bag and the one that she's currently carrying as a weapon, and do some repairs. And since I was going to do those things and they're all quick things, I thought it would be better to do them while filming so that you guys could see how they're done. So again, the fact that I'm able to break down metal items is because of Viprel's recycling mod. It allows you to recycle things for various materials. It makes things like jewelry and watches and other things much more useful than they otherwise would be. So I don't know which one of these. I think it's just the hammer that we need, but we'll grab a propane torch and a saw just in case. And we're just going to stand here by the shelf, and you should see that now we've got dismantle accessory, and it's recognizing that there are 31 accessories on the shelf. So we're going to stand here and we're going to plow through turning all this into scrap metal. Alright, and now that we're done, we'll just put all 31 pieces of scrap metal back on the shelf, and we'll move on to the next part of the plan. Well, first there's the 11 o'clock broadcast, so let's wait and see what that has in store for us. Although we pretty much know already, it's going to tell us that we have a storm coming, and so far I haven't noticed that more than one thing is represented on the broadcast at a time. So if there's air activity, it's usually in the broadcast, but you don't have a storm. If there's a storm, you usually don't have the power grid fluctuations or the water going out and so on and so forth. Alright, now we've made it through these broadcasts, so we're going to turn these radios off to save some power. Is this a bag back here? Why is there a bag back here? Ah, there's the books. I must have dropped it on the floor last night. Well, go figure. I knew I had them somewhere. Okay, we'll just pick that up and take that with us. Alrighty, and perfect. We'll just head upstairs and we'll do the rest of this stuff upstairs. We have some scrap wood that needs to be put away. We'll do that. We'll finish building our spiked baseball bat. And we'll put the wood in the fire. And see, I don't want to do all 6 because I'm carrying books and jeans, both of which are flammable. I just want to get rid of this scrap wood. And now we have 58 hours of, 58 hours of fuel. And we'll go ahead and turn this radio on while we're up here. We'll turn the TV on while we're up here. Oh, it already is on. We'll set it over to N so we can listen to the news, and we'll have a seat. And let's see if we can spike this baseball bat while sitting. Looks like we can. Alright, so now we have 2 spiked baseball bats. And spiked baseball bats do a bit more damage than regular ones. And we're going to put this one back in her bag. And we will favorite this one again so that it stays. All right. And we're going to go ahead and start reading, because that's really pretty much the end of what we can do. And if we can get to midnight, I'm probably going to skip the 6 a.m. broadcast. Well, maybe not. I know you're probably wondering why I'm running her so tired, but the fact of the matter is that if you continue to listen to the news, things get worse and worse over time. And within the first week or two, the news broadcasts all end. And as you saw, we didn't get any news that time. What we got was mostly ads. And see, now she's sitting too far away to change the channel again. And here's another ad. So it's possible that most of the reporters are already offline, which is my polite way of saying that they've either gone home to their families or they have been caught in the exclusion zone along with everybody else and contracted the illness. And there are a few of these that are dark text, which you can't see. I don't know why that happens. Let's see if we can get lucky enough to get a skill show. Or if we're just going to get more ads. Now it looks like we're just getting ads. There's no actual news going on. And some TV shows, which are good for eliminating boredom, so that's good. And that's the end of the broadcast. We'll try again at 6 o'clock. So I'll let her sleep until 6. Let me put her alarm back on. At some point, when all of the reporters are gone, the channels no longer broadcast. So you want to make the most of the availability of the channels while you can. And there's only 4 broadcasts a day or 3 broadcasts a day. So you definitely want to make sure that you're awake or at the house if you can for those broadcasts. And once they're gone, they're gone. So I almost find it better to run her exhausted until the broadcasts are done, because then she'll have plenty of opportunities to sleep on whatever schedule she wants. All right, let's see if we can catch some news. I love the names of the restaurants. Walk and Rolls, Pile of Crepe. They're all funny. Oh, look, we're going to get some news. Wonderful. So where are we? The Knox event is contained, but a truth has emerged. We're going straight over to Christy Cormick in Kentucky. I'm afraid we have disturbing news. I have verified reports of violence inside the exclusion zone. Survivors released from military camp inside the zone have made it through the barriers behind me, crossing the border several miles from here. Their story is one of horror. The Knox infection's final stage is one of violence. Sufferers attack friends. Sufferers attack family. These recently released survivors aside, the infection rate is total. I just recorded an interview with Pauline Simpson, who has come from inside the zone. You heard me right. She came from the inside. We were on the road out when the fever hit. Soldiers took us into their base. There was a lot of us. We were in dormitories, cells, anywhere they could lock us in. They said it was a quarantine. They took my Chris for tests, but he came back okay. Some people didn't come back from the tests. I guess they got it. Got what, Pauline? It's like a plague. It kills you, but you're not gone. Well, you're safe now. They can't stop it. They say it's contained, but you can't stop death. We've got it coming to us. It's been coming for a long time. Okay, back to the studio. The curfew begins at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please stay in your houses. Please tune in to local programming for curfew information. Alright, so that was a new broadcast for me, which is why I read it aloud, because that's one that I actually haven't seen before. And that's another reason why I like to watch them, is because it fills in the gaps. That's, I would say, probably about halfway through. So we maybe have a few more days of TV, a few more days of them being exhausted. Once we get to the episode where Christy Cormack is coughing, which unfortunately she does because she's inside the exclusion zone and exposed to what's going on, then we know we're within a day or two of the TV going. Alright, so nothing else on until noon. We'll turn TV off for now. And we will turn off this radio. Alright, and we're going to get a start on the new day. And apparently our new day is not going to involve building because we're already raining. So I'm going to end this episode here, and we will get back to you with the rest of the day and the next episode in a little while. Take care.